Welcome back to the channel. Today, we have a shocking story that you won't want to miss, as Princess Charlotte has finally decided to reveal a secret she's been keeping for so long. In this video, we'll dive deep into the emotions behind her decision and the reasons that led her to break her silence and face the truth. What made her open up? Stay tuned to find out more about this explosive revelation and its impact on the royal family. Before we dive into the video, I've got a question for you. Have any of you ever heard of royal secrets? If so, leave a 1 in the comments. If not, drop a 0. Stay tuned to find out the truth from Princess Charlotte, and don't forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button. Princess Charlotte, the only daughter of Prince William and Princess Kate, recently turned 10 on May 2nd. As every year, the royal family shared a new portrait of her to mark this significant milestone. Although only 10 years old, Charlotte has already shown a quiet strength, always staying calm and alert in any situation. Beneath her cheerful and serene exterior, Princess Charlotte carries a secret she had never wished to reveal before. But now, everything has changed. In a surprising moment, the young princess decided to share the truth, unveiling tensions that had quietly existed within the palace for many years. This revelation left even those closest to the crown stunned. It's no surprise that Charlotte shares similarities with her father, but she also resembles many other members of the royal family. Experts have pointed out these traits and revealed many fascinating aspects of Princess Charlotte. At the heart of it all is Queen Camilla. But what made such a young girl decide to break her silence? Let's dive in and find out. Princess Charlotte may be young, but her eyes miss nothing. She observes everyone with a quiet intelligence that few possess. Charlotte isn't rebellious or loud. Instead, she listens, studies, and remembers everything. She can recognize the true nature of people through their actions, words, and the energy they bring into a room. When hearing about Princess Diana, Charlotte noticed a shift in the voices of those around her, a tenderness and love in their eyes. Stories of Diana's kindness and warmth are still shared with smiles and respect. Though she never met her grandmother, Charlotte can sense Diana's invisible presence profoundly shaping the way she perceives others. However, when Queen Camilla enters the conversation, a noticeable shift occurs. Despite her young age, Charlotte can sense the tension in the air when Camilla appears. The coldness, rigidity, and the unbridgeable distance make Charlotte aware of an unease that adults can't conceal. Children are often more sensitive than we think, and Charlotte is no exception. She notices the stark contrast between Queen Camilla and the warm stories about Diana. Camilla's path to joining the royal family was far from easy. She faced years of public opposition before being officially accepted. On May 6, 2023, after a long journey, King Charles and Queen Camilla were officially crowned, becoming the new king and queen of the United Kingdom. However, not everyone has easily embraced Camilla, and even now, there are still those struggling to accept her. Unlike Princess Charlotte, who was born into the privileges of the royal family, Camilla had to learn how to integrate into a world that was not originally hers. She faced challenges in behaving appropriately and earning the respect of the public. However, Charlotte recognized this early on. She understood that she didn't choose her position, but she still respects it. She doesn't just smile for the cameras or wave from the palace balcony. She truly understands the significance of being observed by the outside world. Princess Charlotte has learned not only through formal training, but also through her keen observations of life. She has witnessed the legacy of Diana, her father's mother, living on in the hearts of people. And it is this legacy, not just the titles, but the way Diana treated others, that has taught Charlotte profound lessons. Charlotte understands that love and respect cannot be bestowed through royal titles. They must be earned through genuine actions. Although Camilla is the queen consort, Charlotte understands that there is a distinct difference between her and those around her, especially in the way she brings warmth. Despite wearing the crown, Camilla cannot create the same connection that Diana once did. And Charlotte, with her perceptive eyes, understands that respect must be built. It is not something naturally gained just through a title. The relationship between Queen Camilla and the three children of Wales, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, seems to have never fully developed in a perfect way. Every action within the royal family is closely observed and scrutinized. While on the surface, Camilla's relationship with William's children appears cordial, a closer look reveals cracks beginning to show. Sources close to the situation suggest that a significant change may occur in the near future, with Camilla potentially dropping the consort from her title and being referred to simply as Queen, marking an important shift in her role. The relationship between Camilla and William's children has never truly flourished. Prince William, an adult with deep scars from his parents' very public separation, maintains a wary attitude. Although he continues to have a polite relationship with Camilla, it has never become warm. The pain from his past still haunts William, a pain that no title or royal duty can erase. Kate, known for her grace in handling the royal family's difficult situations, has ensured that her children treat Camilla with respect, as her position demands. However, beyond royal politeness, there is a clear boundary. Kate doesn't seem to encourage her children to develop an emotionally close relationship with Camilla. Not out of malice, but perhaps out of loyalty to the memory of Diana and a desire to let her children form relationships in their own way. Compared to Camilla, the Wales children have a more natural bond with their maternal grandparents, Carol and Michael Middleton. These are the people who always engage in simple activities like attending school plays, baking cookies on weekends, and going on family vacations. They bring a warmth and familiarity that isn't always present in the royal palace. Whether it's a birthday party in the countryside or a quiet summer afternoon, the Middleton family always brings genuine, unforced love. These moments are not only warm but also bring a sense of peace, a stark contrast to the usual royal atmosphere. In contrast, Camilla's interactions with William's children seem more rigid, ceremonial, and carefully rehearsed. At major events, she is often seen affectionately with her grandchildren from her previous marriage. But the difference in how she behaves with William and Kate's children is quite noticeable. A noteworthy moment that caught the public's attention occurred during a royal celebration when Prince Louis stood quite far away. Although Camilla smiled and played with her grandchildren, the atmosphere didn't feel dramatic yet. It was enough to spark murmurs in the public. This pattern continued in several royal gatherings, where Camilla's grandchildren appeared comfortable sharing stories and hugging her. However, George, Charlotte, and Louis maintained a more formal attitude, smiling, nodding, and doing what the public expects of them. This emotional distance becomes even more apparent when compared to how William and Kate's children interact with their own family. Their interactions are filled with joy and intimacy, especially when they are with the Middleton family. William and Kate raise their children in a different way, one full of affection and normalcy, with family bonding activities ranging from pancake breakfasts to extracurricular lessons. The Wales family thrives on love not just because of their heritage, but because of their genuine closeness. Prince George, though still young, always displays the protective role of an older brother with wisdom beyond his years. Princess Charlotte, with her confident and charming demeanor, always draws attention. Along with Prince Louis, who brings light-hearted laughter, they are not just royal children, but children living in a unique and complex situation. However, sometimes a special moment passes by, marking a small shift in their behavior, a glance, a subtle change in body language, or a distant look. All of these hint at something deeper, something that cannot be expressed in words. And then finally, Charlotte decided to break the silence. She revealed a major secret, something that shook the entire palace. Amidst the soft footsteps as the royal family walked through the corridor, Charlotte suddenly stopped and turned to look at her parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine. The 9-year-old spoke up with a firm and sharp voice. She could no longer keep the truth about Queen Camilla to herself. Charlotte's words were not the outburst of a child. They came across as a powerful, straightforward statement. William and Catherine froze, unsure of how to react. The atmosphere between them grew tense, the surprise slowly giving way to silence. Despite her young age, Charlotte possessed a deep understanding, and what she had just said shifted everything. Charlotte had accidentally overheard a private conversation she wasn't meant to hear. She hadn't intended to eavesdrop, she was simply there, and what she heard left her heart heavy. In that conversation, Camilla expressed doubts about William's readiness for the throne, even suggesting that King Charles should reign longer despite his declining health. Camilla made troubling comparisons, claiming that Charles remained more stable and better suited for the throne, while William was not yet mature enough to bear such a great responsibility. It's both a perfect getaway and a smart long-term investment, considering Lisbon's property values have been steadily rising in recent years. Jota also owns a townhouse in central Liverpool purchased in 2021 for around $1.5 million. Located close to Anfield, it offers easy access to the stadium and club events. Upon hearing her daughter's confession, Princess Catherine could only gently place her hand on Charlotte's shoulder, trying to comfort her. She advised Charlotte to be careful with her words, reminding her that even the sincerest of words could become dangerous weapons if they fell into the wrong hands. Catherine's understanding of Charlotte was evident, but so was her concern for what this child was facing. A burden of royal secrets that Charlotte never deserved to bear. Though still very young, Charlotte's eyes shone with a wisdom beyond her years. She believed that what she had overheard needed to be known, even if it meant stepping into the silent world of politics and calculated deceit. Her parents, Prince William and Princess Catherine, were not only stunned by what Charlotte had heard, but also by the deep understanding she had shown, something many adults still tried to ignore. Catherine, the loving mother, felt heartbroken as she watched her daughter struggle with truths that even the adults within the royal family deliberately avoided. The feeling was not just sadness, but also fear that her precious child had to bear a part of the burden of royal secrets. William, always calm and composed, couldn't hide the emotion stirring within him as he listened to his daughter reveal these things. The shield protecting the family had begun to crack, and although no official rumors had surfaced, the shift in the atmosphere within the palace was undeniable. While Camilla maintains her graceful exterior, and continues to attend public events, smiling and supporting social causes, Charlotte's words still echo in the private rooms of the palace. The unspoken tension, the words that have been spoken, are silently forming a crack in the relationships between the royal family members. Some admire Camilla's elegance and politeness, while others, loyal to the memory of Diana, have yet to truly accept her. What do you think about the relationship between Camilla and the royal family members? Do you think her grace can ease the tension, or will Diana's memory always remain in people's hearts? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated. After that tense conversation, Charlotte returned to her books and games in the garden, her laughter still echoing through the yard. But everything had changed. She was no longer just a child. Charlotte had stepped into a maze of secrets torn between loyalty to her family and things that could not be spoken. That moment in the corridor had opened a door where Charlotte's modern awakening and Camilla's quiet rise began to intertwine. Princess Charlotte was raised in a palace where love mattered more than titles, and where emotions weren't hidden behind royal walls. Prince William and Princess Catherine, in their own way, are shaping a different kind of royal family. A family where hugs are more important than handshakes, and where honesty matters more than perfection. Gone are the days when royal children had to be silent, stiff, and distant. In the Wales family, emotions are heard, questions are welcomed, and mistakes are part of the growing process. Even as a young girl, Charlotte has shown confidence and strength. She is not just a child born into power, but also someone who learns slowly and steadily that character is more valuable than a crown. Her parents have taught her this not just through words, but through their own actions. Charlotte is learning to understand that kindness, honesty, and loyalty to oneself are the true values that define royalty. Prince William is not just raising a princess. He is raising a future leader who can balance grace with truth. While Charlotte's upbringing reflects a modern shift, Queen Camilla's story is entirely different. She entered the royal family later not through a romantic fairy tale, but through a journey full of controversy and criticism. At first, Camilla's presence was not welcomed. She was a reminder of a past that was not easy to accept. Many saw Camilla's presence as an unwelcome surprise, and she had to tread very carefully. She chose silence over speaking out, duty over emotion, and rarely responded to interviews or made bold statements. She focused on small pleasures like animals' books and spending time with the elderly, keeping herself quietly busy. Her public appearances were mostly limited to official events where she remained cautious and maintained a calm demeanor. Over time, through patience and restraint, Camilla was accepted, but not through love or adulation, rather through perseverance and quiet presence. She became queen not because anyone asked her to, but because she persisted always by King Charles's side, always cautious and ready for every responsibility. Camilla continues to say that she and Charles simply have each other and share a laugh about the same things in life. While Camilla entered royal life with caution and quietude, Charlotte views the world through her own childlike eyes. She doesn't see things through history books or rumors, but through instinct and perception. Sometimes what Charlotte feels is more important than what she is told. The small gestures, the glances, and the silences of Camilla have started to shape how the young princess perceives her. A seemingly small moment during the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II unexpectedly caught many by surprise. While George playfully teased and pinched Charlotte, a natural sibling act, the surprise came afterward. Camilla, standing nearby, was said to have leaned toward Catherine and suggested taking Charlotte for a moment. This gesture, in a day filled with emotion and sorrow, gave off a cold feeling not just because of discipline, but because of a deep sense of disconnection. Later, during the coronation of King Charles III, Charlotte bowed to her grandfather with respect. But when it came to Camilla, she did not. Was it a simple mistake, or was there something deeper at play? Charlotte remained close to her parents, almost not acknowledging Camilla throughout the ceremony. That quiet distance stood out in contrast to a girl who is typically calm and confident, and it wasn't a sign of rebellion, but perhaps a sign of reflection. This difference is not one of dislike, but rather a child trying to reconcile two concepts of royalty, one rooted in tradition, and the other in modern openness. Charlotte, with her instincts, stands between two worlds with conflicting views on the role and meaning of the monarchy. And that marks the beginning of a more personal chapter in her story. What silent thoughts has Charlotte carried within her, and why are these thoughts beginning to surface now? Let's delve into those worries. A princess defending Diana's legacy. Even at a young age, Charlotte could sense the weight of the unspoken in her home. In a palace where everything shines and everyone smiles, she could see things others didn't notice. Charlotte didn't simply observe for fun. She quietly absorbed every interaction, every strange pause in conversation, and the polite smiles that didn't reach the eyes. From the outside, the royal family seemed united, but inside, Charlotte could sense a different truth. That unease began with the way Queen Camilla behaved. Camilla never raised her voice or acted harshly, but Charlotte could sense something cold when she was around her, especially in the way she interacted with George Louis or even Charlotte herself. It wasn't always obvious, but it was there, manifested in the way Camilla chose her words, where she paid attention, and how often she dismissed anything related to the future that Charlotte and her siblings represented. What troubled Charlotte wasn't just Camilla's behavior, but a deep sense that she was subtly changing the way others viewed Prince William. Charlotte began to realize that Camilla might not fully trust her father's ability to be king, and may even be trying to influence those around her to share that sentiment. The words Camilla spoke about, how people always expect too much from the younger generation, too soon echoed in Charlotte's mind for weeks. Charlotte didn't feel anger. She felt a strong desire to protect her father, protect what he represents, and safeguard the legacy he is set to continue. Charlotte believed that if anyone deserved the crown after King Charles, it was William. The stories of Diana were retold with warmth, courage, and pain. To Charlotte, her grandmother was not just a name in history, but a living part of the family woven into the story's values and purpose they pursue. The stories William shared in quiet moments taught Charlotte an important lesson: strength isn't always loud. Diana demonstrated kindness and empathy, even in a world filled with pressure and protocol. Charlotte admired that and learned from her grandmother even at a young age. That's why when she began to recognize patterns that didn't feel right, like Camilla's subtle resistance, she couldn't ignore them. Charlotte shared her thoughts with her parents not to create trouble, but because she wanted to protect what Diana represented and what her father had quietly built. She wasn't seeking attention or drama. She understood the quiet strength she inherited from the stories of the woman who came before her, and now she was becoming a representative of something greater, a strength born from memory and instinct. She is the silent heir, yet also a symbol of a promising future for the monarchy. Princess Charlotte may not yet have official royal duties, but she has already shown that her future in the monarchy will be far from ordinary. Though still a child, her confidence and ability to connect with people suggest she is being carefully nurtured to become a figure of far greater importance than just simple ceremonial roles. Every action she takes carries significant weight and meaning. Back in 2020, as the coronavirus pandemic spread, Charlotte took her first actions that truly showcased her personality and maturity beyond her years. At just 5 years old, she joined her family in delivering food packages to elderly and vulnerable residents in Norfolk. The image of a young princess helping others during a difficult time wasn't just a symbol of compassion. It was a powerful message that kindness isn't limited by age, and even the youngest royals can have a big impact on their community. In 2022, Princess Charlotte once again made a strong impression at the Christmas Carol service hosted by her mother, Catherine, the Princess of Wales. While many children might feel overwhelmed at formal events, Charlotte displayed remarkable grace and composure. She confidently sang carols, greeted guests with politeness, and appeared completely at ease in the public eye. These were clear signs of a future royal one who deeply understands the weight and significance of serving the community. Off-duty Charlotte leads a surprisingly normal life, much like any other child. She attends Lambrook School, which not only emphasizes academics, but also places a strong focus on kindness and community spirit. Her teachers commend her for being intelligent, active, and polite qualities that will undoubtedly help her when she takes on more responsibilities in the future. Charlotte also has a strong passion for sports, especially soccer and gymnastics. Her competitive spirit and energy are clearly evident through these activities, which teach her valuable lessons in teamwork, resilience, and discipline. These are skills that will help her excel in any challenge she faces, not just in sports, but throughout her life. What truly sets Charlotte's upbringing apart is the distinctive approach her parents, Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, are taking. They're blending royal traditions with modern values in raising their children. This isn't just helping Charlotte develop emotionally, it's also equipping her with the essential skills to become a pivotal member of the royal family as she grows into her awareness of her role within both society and the monarchy. Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, want their daughter to fully understand her place within the royal family, but without being constrained by it. They actively encourage Charlotte to speak up, ask questions, and explore the world in her own way. She isn't being forced into becoming a perfect royal robot. Instead, she's being raised to lead with her own heart voice and strength. Her connection to her late grandmother, Princess Diana, further enriches Charlotte's journey as she grows. Photos of Diana hang in the home, and stories of her compassion and courage are recounted to Charlotte as an integral part of her upbringing. These aren't just family traditions. They are the building blocks for the kind of royalty Charlotte is growing into, one where people matter more than protocol and where kindness and empathy are paramount. Even when out with her brothers, Prince George and Prince Louis, Charlotte always stands out. She moves with an air of composure, stays close to her parents, and maintains a calm, warm presence. However, when Queen Camilla is nearby, there's sometimes a noticeable quiet distance. While this difference is subtle, those who observe closely will perceive it, and it reflects something deeper about the relationship between Charlotte and Camilla. These subtle moments, though, small, reveal something significant. Can the relationship between Charlotte and Camilla heal and grow? Could Charlotte's eventual candidness be the crack that shatters everything behind palace doors? These events have the potential to not only alter relationships within the royal family, but also influence how the public perceives them. We can anticipate a significant shift in royal narratives as these situations come to light. What do you think about Charlotte's revelation and her relationship with Camilla? Could these small but profound events help heal the rifts within the royal family? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more royal stories.